Look at this, you guys.
There's a lot of people that have asked, does it rain in the desert? Well, it does, and this is what happens in the spring. This is amazing. It's just starting to pop off right now. There's yellow, purple, and green. The yellows, everybody has their timeline, all the different arrangements. So the yellows are pretty much first to the point and popping off.
Look at that. We're not in the dune buggies because we're still working on engines and brakes.
And we like to have the comfort of heat and cooling. The engine's quieter in this truck. I don't know. Well, we're going to take a turn around, and the purple is coming out against the rocks on the eastern side of these buttes. But you can see down in the valleys, yellow flowers are happening. This isn't really purely an automotive channel, is it?
It's really not.
My whole life is not actually revolving around building custom cars. There's a lot more to it. Yeah, if you can see out there towards the south of us, that's a ski resort. There are mountains with snow upon.
The Paramount Picture mountains, when you look at the movie, like the beginning credits, that's the peaks that we look at from our area that we live in.
There's a Wrightwood and Big Bear ski resorts to the south of us, and they are pretty much on the, I guess you'd call it the Angeles Crest.
Yeah, that's the Angeles Crest over there.
Yeah, those are the ridges coming up out of the Los Angeles Basin on the very, very northeast end of LA County.
My robot arm is really coming in strong. Look at how steady it's holding it. That's so cool. Look at that. Wow. Oh my. Look. This is incredible. That's a creosote right there. Those plants are about as old as the planet. And there's only a few like king plants that I'm aware of. So they all come from one or two or three few like plants. And they're very old. It's so pretty. It smells like flowers as well.
So these purples are really tall in this part of the area. It's kind of in the wind shadow of one of those buttes, and they've been going at it for, I guess, a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've not seen these flowers in other springs that we've had. Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Everyone in, areas where it rains, they're like, yeah, flowers, whatever. This is actually the Mojave Desert.
Wow.
Super cool. Because this is just a barren wasteland in September. Everything, it's so brown, it's almost gray. It's destroyed.
And it's so fragrant. That was the thing today, like being outside. I couldn't get over how fragrant it was. Yeah, you can smell them. Did you smell that? Oh my gosh.
Sorry, what? There's a lot of butterflies also. First the butterflies come, and then later dragonflies, and then bats. There's like so many things.
Hummingbirds.
And then of course all the migratory birds. They just stop through. A lot of people have said, oh, the Antelope Valley, yeah. But Jamie discovered we lived in the Fremont Valley. It's definitely high desert, but town of Mojave is further. I think it's farther than Antelope Valley. Just to say. Look at this arrangement. Wow, look at where the wetlands are.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow flowers in the low-lying areas.
Well, and that's something that I noticed even yesterday going to the store. You can tell where the water really does run through it.
They started earlier, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Joshua?
This is one of the more popular landmarks of this area. They seem
Mm-hmm.
to be coming around more and more. Yeah, the stolen car, ditch in the desert scenario. In the 4.5 years I've been here, I saw one, I saw 3, 5, 7, 9. They just keep coming. People just dumping automobile carcasses in this very special part of the desert.
Wild. Beautiful. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
I gotta say, without all the illegal marijuana farms, it looks a lot better this year.
It does look a lot better.
That landscape was massacred.
It's so pretty. Wow. People have asked me if I ever missed living in the city because I moved from Seattle. How could I get bored hanging out with this guy with this view? And a lot of the flowers have not even started popping yet, which is pretty incredible. So a lot of these flowers won't bloom. They'll still be blooms in January, or not January, in June. January. In June.
We had a real cold snap for about a week when everything just started to pop up. We had rain and we had cold weather. And this is the first warm day, like above 70 degrees. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 80 degrees and the wind is mild. Just look at this.
Fresh. Fresh.
Yeah, these trees out here are so special. There's a lot of stories about them. And the solar farms are really just, they tear them out and they obliterate the desert landscape. This is a deceased one, but the living ones are just as cool. They look like old bones.
Ooh.
This is an interesting thing, and we confront this on our own property as well. You could see clearly how off-roading people doing donuts. See that? It's like it kind of messes with the entire desert. So staying on the trail is really important.
It's not a crop circle.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's humans.
These are humans actually just spinning their tires for their own pleasure, making dust. When like you can go somewhere and do that, but like why would you just tear up the entire ecosystem of the desert that's so fragile? I mean, it's fun to get out here and rock, but you could also just stay on the trail. This is one of the best parts of living out here.
Boop.
Hello. Free firewood. It's all over the place. Campers come out, leave their trash.
There's Ian cleaning up the desert.
I'm gonna give a shout out to T-Rex Arms.
Hold on, wait.
This is what your customers are doing.
What is T-Rex? Oh, it's a shooter
It's a
thingamajiggy.
target, but this is what people do. They come out here, there's bullet shells, there's brass, there's plastic everywhere. And look at all the glass. The desert doesn't sparkle. This is all broken glass, like square miles of it in every direction. It's so interesting with every season how the road changes. We had a couple really pronounced downpours, and the soil doesn't soak the rain up, so you get these washes, big cuts in the sand. We just passed right there. It was a larger bump. Time passed. This is one of my favorite trails. Everything is so washed out and rutted.
Look, that was like perfect timing.
You can't even pick it up. This is one of my favorites. Here comes the last car. There's no more cabooses though. There's only engines on the back. There's dates on pretty much everything. Look at this. This meadow here is an example of what the pristine desert looks like. And there's a lot of scars on this landscape because anybody can come out here with an off-road vehicle and just shred it, just tear it up, not even knowing, even if there's not flowers here. I'm definitely not a conservative person in a lot of ways. Every time you do that, this almost doesn't grow back for decades. So, just something to think about.
Stay on the trail.
Our trail doesn't have any flowers. The meadow has a lot of flowers. Simple math. Yeah, we see a lot of scars, people coming out and spinning their tires. And heck yeah, it's fun, but
Stay on the trail.
please.
Even if you come visit our house, stay on the trail.
Tour the desert in grand style. You can have all the adventures without actually ruining the visual landscape. We're going to head up to one last spot and see if things are in bloom.
We hope you guys like our non-week of cars. It's just because Ian's really busy with his other job.
Very busy.
But we'll get back to it.
I think we're going to revisit two things. The old school pan buggy project, tunnel buggy, and then Persef's brake master cylinder. I ordered two different styles, and we're going to work towards that because right now we're in our pickup truck. It's nice, it's cozy, heated seats, power steering, but there's so much more adventure.
And it's going to get warm.
Look at that tree out there. What a giant.
Yeah, that one's pretty remarkable.
Every once in a while, in these little pockets and valleys, you find a really big old Joshua tree.
Look at all these flowers.
It's popping off.
This is crazy.
And tomorrow it's going to be even warmer.
You can see the rainbow in the sky. Yes. So very beautiful and cool.
Our turns are almost indistinguishable.
Because there's so many flowers.
This is a very yellow season.
It's crazy how early it is yellow.
They grow so fast. They only have a couple weeks before they work through all of their moisture in the soil. And like with your health coaching, you talk a lot about the microbiome, etc. And that's really, you hear stories about the Dust Bowl in the Midwest of the United States, America. Like that's exactly what's happening here. The soil stays in place because of all of this very shallow grassland scenario. And when you destroy it, the dust increases exponentially. I'm not big into like rock crawling or anything like extreme sports, but we got this 4x4 truck and we take a couple hills. And
My
that's really the only way out of this valley right now. We're gonna do a couple of hop ups, see what's happening.
one of my good friends, she visited us here in the desert, and her takeaway was a few things, but most notably was she couldn't believe that you could actually climb a mountain with a truck.
And pretty much anyone that's into like trucks, rock climbing, off-roading, etc., knows that. But a lot of people, like if you live in an apartment
Right.
in an urban area,
There's a lot you can do with two-wheel drive.
right? This is a 4x4 truck, factory stock, only with special tires, no other changes, and we primarily keep it a two-wheel drive, and we can rock around this area in a real good way. And if we're going slow, sometimes we'll bump it into four-wheel low, but pretty much, we're not trying to ascend Everest in this vehicle.
No,
But
because we're afraid of heights.
that's a true story.
It's a true story. Fun fact about Jamie and Ian Roussel.
I'm going to loop around here, and one of the coolest things, I'm going to give a shout out to Jeremy Jones.
Jeremy
owner
Jones!
Of the Space Junkie 1.5. This trail is going directly into the sun. So it's a big challenge when you hit this ridge. Jeremy and I were in the first race truck, and we did it all wrong. We went over the top, straight into the bushes, yet carried on.
I could.
And hopefully the camera is picking up all the butterflies. It did. It just did.
They're fluttering.
Look at that.
These things are going to grow up real tall, but not even going to infiltrate or mess with their progress. But it's happening.
Wow. So much more than the other day.
Super. Yeah, when you see them on the ridges in this direction.